Well, I guess I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Alright, I'm back again. And let me tell you, I've been listening to some music, okay? All these albums here I'm going to show you, I don't know how many I've got right here, but I got these little waves, but I just put them together. I've separated them out to when I purchased them, or where I purchased them from, I guess, more than anything. I've been trying to dabble in different stuff, spread it around a little bit, so I've hit some flea markets. I did Walmart, my first Walmart purchases of records. It's so weird. I go to Walmart all the time. Walmart's like 2 miles from my house. And I've gone by and looked at the vinyl. I used to go by and look at it all the time. Never buy anything because I didn't have a record player and I wasn't ready to start buying records and doing all that. And then when I got back into this, it's so cool. I get to go to Walmart, pick up some groceries, and sometimes I'll buy an album. So I've got a little collection just from Walmart I've got. I'm going to start with my Walmart stuff because it was the first album I bought from Walmart, first record I ever bought from Walmart. And that is Kiss Destroyer, and it's the orange vinyl, which was cool. That's my first record with colored vinyl that I can remember. I don't think I had one yet, but anyway, I have a thing with Kiss. First of all, this album is okay. It's not great. It's not their best album. It's okay. But this ain't about that. This is just my story with Kiss. Is when I was a kid, I've probably shared this before. Sometimes I'll repeat myself, so bear with me. I'm getting old. When I was a kid, Kiss Rock and Roll Over was my first cassette I ever owned. That was mine. That was my cassette. It wasn't my mom's music. It wasn't someone loaned it to me. I had my own cassette, and it was Kiss Rock and Roll Over. And my cousin was a huge Kiss fan. And I think he still is. But he turned me on to Kiss when I was a kid, and he was an influence on me, and Kiss was an influence on me. And that was my first cassette I ever owned. I think it was on clearance for like $15 or something. So I went ahead and picked it up. It's more nostalgic. I think just having a Kiss record kind of, if I'm going to start in on this again, I kind of want to start back around from the beginning, if you will, if that makes sense. This was our next Walmart purchase. This is Adele 30. And I like Adele. And it's a double album with the clear vinyl. Now I like Adele, and I can't say that this first time I ever listened to Adele album is this album. I've listened to her singles, and they're great. She's a great singer. I think she's probably the greatest singer in this new wave of generation of singers that I think of. I mean, you can disagree and comment below. Feel free. But her range, her style, I think she's great. The thing with Adele, though, in this record is it was on clearance for $10, and I'm a sucker for bargain. And my son's like, "Hey, Adele for $10 for a double album and everything." I said, well, "Dang, can't go wrong there." Something different again, and something I would listen to the whole album because in vinyl I put it on, listen to it, flip it, listen to it. In this case, I had to listen to it in 2 sittings because I listened to side A, B, and C, and then I had to finish it with D the next day because we didn't have a lot of time. And it's not my favorite album. I can tell you right now. It's okay. I think a lot of people would really enjoy this that are maybe going through some hardships with relationships or divorce or something, because it feels to me, and I don't know a lot about Adele, but it feels to me that she wrote this, if she indeed wrote it. I haven't really looked into it thoroughly, or she had help writing it or whatever during a time when she was, I believe she's gone through a divorce recently or in the last few years. I don't know. I'm speculating just based on the music. I don't think the music is not by a woman that's happily married, I can tell you that. It's not bad. I mean, it's not my style, but that's what I love about vinyl is it opens me up to other stuff and to listen to things that maybe I wouldn't normally have listened to, which leads me to the next one. Tyler, the Creator. Igor, I guess is how you say that. Igor. I think it's Igor. Now, first of all, I want to say, before anything else, sound-wise, this record sounds fantastic. I mean, whoever did this, and however they did it, wow. Sonically, fidelically, whatever you want to say, it sounds fantastic. This Tyler, the Creator, the sound blows me away. Maybe I'm just easily impressed with sound. I don't know, but it just makes my system sound like it's a really boss system, and like it's awesome. And I'm like, wow, okay. But the music itself it's different. It's good. Like the I don't know what genre this is even labeled as. I think most people would consider him rap.
Power on. I'll take a in.
Whoa. What are we doing? Hang on. I didn't. There's no one else in here, so I don't know who just turned that on. That's scary. How the hell did you turn this off? That was nuts. I'm sitting here and all of a sudden the TV and the power bar come on. I'm sure you guys could hear it. I don't know if it's going to get edited out or not, but that was weird. I don't know what genre Tyler the Creator is labeled as, and I don't know much about him. I'm the first to say I don't know much about. I've watched other people's stuff, and I've seen this one come up. The reason I even got it is because I'm always looking for something different. This one was not on clearance, but it wasn't real expensive, $21 or something. But I have to say I've listened to it about 3 or 4 times. There's something about it. It's not for everybody, I can tell you that, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm looking to get a couple more of his albums now. I can safely say that I'm probably going to get at least there's a couple of them I've seen, the one that's Wolf or something like that, where he's a kid on a bike, and then anyway, I'm probably going to get that one, and then the one that he's in like the sunflowers, the field or something like that. I'm an idiot. I don't know. I don't Tyler the Creator. I mean, this is the next Walmart album I bought, and it's Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young so far. And this was $20.96, I think, or something at Walmart. It's also clear vinyl. Not that really isn't a factor for me. I only show you guys and tell you guys. I know some of you guys out there care about that. I don't really care, but I guess it's cool. It's something different. But anyway, this I don't think I need anyone that listens to Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young or Crosby, Stills, Nash out there already knows about them. But this is it's a pretty good album. I mean, I'm not really doing an album review, but it sounds good. It sounds good, and it for my ears it does, and it's a good album. I like them. The way they harmonize always. I've always liked it. I've never been a huge fan of them, but I'm getting more into them, I think, and that was before I started with the vinyl. But now that I'm doing this, if I see any and it's a reasonable price, I'll probably pick it up just because I do enjoy the way they harmonize and they sing. That's my Walmart purchases thus far, all in store, all in person. None of them been online. I'm planning on getting some online too. And again, just so I can share my experience and collect more stuff. But let's see, these ones I'll wait on those. Okay, next would be was a flea market went to the other day. And this one here is, I guess, the Sandals, the Endless Summer. I haven't even played. This is the only one I haven't listened to. And the reason why, I picked this up for 2 reasons. This is my first purchase I've ever made based purely on a Discogs value Discogs, yeah, I guess the value or whatever. This album, in good shape, goes for a crazy amount of money for a record, in my opinion. This is not in good condition. It's not worth as much. I'm sure it would be. I don't know what the rating on this would be. I haven't played it because I don't want to put it on my turntable, but I have picked up a turntable that I am going to try this on to see what it sounds like. 'Cause I want to see what the turntable and what this sounds like, and I figure on that I'll play it because I got it for $35, and it's you guys will see in a future episode. I'll show you. Make sure you subscribe and keep track, and it's going to be interesting. But anyway, this right here, don't know much about it. Haven't listened to it. Can't really tell you anything other than I bought it because it goes for ridiculous amount of money, and I think I got it for $4. This one was one my son picked out. This is a Rod Argent, I guess, Moving Home. And he said the cover was just crazy looking. You got this family with, a guy in a rocking chair. You got kids that I guess hope it's their kids. They don't have any clothes on. You can't really, luckily it's not a real clear picture, so I don't have to blur anything. Although I don't know if I would anyway if it was album art. I mean, they don't blur the Nirvana album cover, right? Anyway, and then in front of looks like Beirut or something, like a destroyed city. Anyway, this was actually not bad. I had never heard of them. This is not a bad album. I actually listened to this twice, and I will listen to it again. I can't really tell you a whole lot about it other than the fact that I was surprised that it was as good as it was. I mean, again, I'm trying to open up my mind to different music, and it was different. Julian Lennon, I bought one. I got a Julian Lennon album. I got one not too long ago. You guys seen in my first 13 albums. I got one. This was brand new, Mr. Jordan. This was brand new at the same flea market that I got the last two at, and it was like, I think this one was $5 or $6, but it was brand new. And Julian Lennon's, I'm kind of becoming more of a fan of his. I never knew much about him until I got the other album, but I'd only known his hit that he had, the one or two hits. But anyway, this is a pretty. It's not a bad album. I did enjoy listening to it. I think only once, but it was okay. It was good. I think this one actually was decent. I think it's better than his other album, except for it didn't have any hits. It may have had a hit. I don't know. But anyway, I'm no music expert. I'm learning as I go. This vinyl collecting and listening to stuff is definitely broadening my horizons already, and that's kind of the idea behind it. So this one here is Tommy Bolin. This is another one my son picked out. He likes to find stuff with interesting covers and wants to see what it sounds like. So that's what I wanted originally as well. That looks cool. It's not real expensive. Let's get it. I think this was the same thing, same flea market, $4 or $5 or something. I don't know. Played a lot better than that. I mean, the cover's not bad. It's got a little ring wear and stuff, but it's in decent shape. Again, if you guys know more about, I would love it if you guys would comment and tell me something about, maybe just something about these, maybe some of the songs you like, or if you like the albums or not, if you've heard of them, if you've listened to them, if you own them, something. Because I'm trying to learn about this as I go too, and I would love involvement. This next little group is stuff I picked up all at the same place. This was at a record store in the back of a flea market. Now, it was listed as a record store, and it was set up as a record store, but it's in a flea market. So I don't know if you say you got it at a flea market or you got it at a record store. I went through a ton of albums. Little overpriced. What I have found is it's cheaper to go to an actual record store, a record store, like one that's there, just a record store, standalone. So far, my experiences have been for bargain bin stuff or stuff you're looking, just albums that, they're lower price stuff. I think I get better deals at a record store than I do at a flea market record store, because I went to a flea market a couple days ago, and I'm not kidding you. Everything was like $5 to $10 over the median price on Discogs. But anyway, some of them play good, some are a little iffy, some got some gouges, but most of them play good enough to all listen to them. First album, yes. Sorry about the long-windedness, but that is the name, Ramblin' Wolfman. Yes, what is it? Going for the One. Okay, interesting album art, very interesting, different. I'm sure it's iconic. I don't know, I haven't looked into it. Listen to it. The reason I got this one is not just the price and the album cover's interesting, but also the fact that I hear, every time I turn around, I'm a prog rock guy. Pink Floyd's my favorite band in the world. And I hear, yes, if you love Pink Floyd, you'll love Yes, is what I hear all the time. Maybe this is the wrong album to judge it on. Not my favorite album. I have only listened to it once, both sides. Good in some parts, almost unlistenable in others. I can't say that about any Pink Floyd album. Even the Final Cut, which a lot of people bag on, I love that album. There is some albums that Pink Floyd has. There's about 4 or 5 that I absolutely are my absolute go-tos and listen to a ton of. But Yes is not up there with Pink Floyd for me so far. I'll probably give another album or two and try, and maybe I'll listen to this one again. That's my opinion. Bash me in the comments. Tell me I'm an idiot. I have no problem with that. I will not get upset. I'll even give you a heart, okay? Show me something. Tell me something in the comments that tells me, yes is as good as Pink Floyd. And I'll say, it's not, but show me why it is. Okay, this one is, what was this one again? This is like a semi-famous album cover, right? It's, oh, that's right, James Taylor, Flag. That's right. Uh, James Taylor. This is at that same place, the flea market one. James Taylor, I don't know yet. So my mom was a huge James Taylor fan when I was younger. She had some James Taylor records. I don't know what happened to her records. I'll have to ask her one of these days. I don't know if I like James Taylor or not. I can safely tell you. I know his popular songs. There's a couple of them I like. I don't know if I like him overall. The jury's still out. This was not my favorite album. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't good, in my opinion. It's sort of like the Yes. It had some parts that were okay, and had some parts where I'm going, I don't know. All right. Back to what I was saying. Van Zant. This is Van Zant. Let's see. I don't know what's the album name on this one? Is it just Van Zant? Don't know a whole lot. I mean, I've heard of Van Zant. Don't get me wrong, and I don't know. I did listen to this, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that don't really stick out. I think it was okay. I know I didn't hate it, because if I hated it, I'd remember. But I think this was like the first one of this group I may have listened to, or the second one, and maybe it didn't stand out, so I kind of forgotten about it, because I've had this for, like I said, it's been a little bit now. Can't tell you much on it. This, as well as this one. And I did listen to these, I swear. The shine there. Is this Fandango? Fandango 4 is what we're going to go with, because I'm guessing that's what it is. I discogged it, so I probably knew at some point, but, my memory sometimes ain't the best. Again, I put that in the same boat as Van Zant. It was, I think it was okay. And I think I'm getting those two confused a little bit too, listening to them. They might have been similar, I don't know. Now this one I do remember. This is the one album that my son picked out. This was from a different vendor inside. This was actually part of the flea market, not its own little store. And this is, was it the Alan Parsons project, I, Robot. This was surprisingly, he found this. It was a little overpriced. I think it discogged for like $6 medium. It's in decent shape. It's got a name written on it, which is always weird. I kind of like stuff like that sometimes, though. I think it adds character to it. I know that sounds weird, because I'm not like buying these to resell. I do kind of like my numbers going up on my collection value, I will admit. But I don't buy them for resale value. It discogged for like $6 median, I think. And this is, I don't know the condition. Anyway, I go by median mainly, even if it's not in the greatest condition, just to kind of get an idea what the real market value is, I guess. And it was, I think it discogs for like $6. And we paid $8. I want to say, because I know it was like, or maybe we discogged for $7, paid $8. Anyway, if I'm spending anywhere up to say $10, I'm not overly concerned, but I do like to know if I'm buying a $5 discog record for $10, because then I feel like, well, my value of my collection is only going up for $5, and I'm spending $10 on a used record that's in decent shape. I kind of feel weird about that. But when I buy a brand new record and maybe it discogs for say $3 or $4 less than what I paid for, I don't feel bad because it's brand new and I'm getting to listen to it for a brand new record. It usually sounds cleaner. Not always, I'm sure, but not only that, but I feel like it's either going to go up over time or go down a little bit. It's fine. I'm buying it to listen to. When I buy something I don't know if I'm going to listen to, something like Alan Parsons' project, I Robot, I don't know if I'm going to like this, and I don't know it. And so I don't want to spend too much more than what it discogs. Now, but this one, we listened to it. We both enjoyed it. It was good. I would buy it again, even at $8. I'll listen to it again. Actually, I was wanting to listen to it the other day, but I didn't because of the next albums. The next albums changed everything for me, and matter of fact, I kind of regret getting them now, and that sounds ridiculous as I listen to them a ton. The only reason I say I regret listening to them is I'm burning my son out on them. And that is, one of them is Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. This was my first eBay record purchase, a used one on an auction. Paid too much for it. I think I paid $28, and that's probably too much. I don't know what it discogged at. I think it's close to that. But this one's got a little bit of ring wear, and it's got it looks like some kind of a stamp, a date stamp. And I don't know if that's a name. It might have been. I don't think it's a promo. No, it looks like someone got their name and they put it stamped on it for their name. But again, I wanted this. I wanted a more original version for some reason. It appealed to me, and I wanted the original album cover, which I believe this is. And I don't know. It was kind of like, well, I want something different. I could buy this right now with the black album cover, the newer version with the robot hands thing and all that. I wanted this one. Sometimes it skips a little, skips a little, but not bad, just for a second, and then it doesn't do it again, and then it has a couple pops and stuff and crackling, but that's okay. I listen to it a lot. I mean, I have listened to this album probably in the last however many weeks I've had it. I've probably listened to it 10 times, maybe 12 times. One of my favorite Pink Floyd albums. Spoiler alert, it's up there. It's in the top 3 at least, if not higher. And the only reason I only listened to it 10 or 12 times is because I picked this one up, Metal, Pink Floyd's Metal. And this is a beautiful, this I got brand new off of eBay, but it was off of a vendor, a retailer, a music retailer or something on eBay. And it was brand new, sealed. I had to open it. And it is remastered, and it is, what do you call it? It's a 180 gram. It's the heavier, it's definitely, you can feel the weight difference. But it plays beautiful, sounds beautiful. And Metal, if you're not, I'm sure I'm not telling any of you, if you like Pink Floyd, I'm not telling you how great the album is. Echoes, does it get, I don't think it gets much better than Echoes. The only thing I will say is this: Echoes on this album is beautiful, but it isn't as good as Echoes live at Pompeii, or in Pompeii, anyway. That version of Echoes, that's the only. So I don't listen to a lot of digital music unless I don't have access to my records and I'm somewhere. I'll listen to it if I want to listen to music. But I try not to listen to stuff I don't own because I feel like, well, that's defeating the purpose. So most of what I listen to digitally, I own. And I'm going to tell you right now, that live at Pompeii, Echoes, so you can watch the whole concert, and I've watched the whole concert probably 20 times, but I rather listen to the cut up version of just Echoes where they take the bookends and put it together. And the reason why is because Echoes is far and away one of the best Pink Floyd songs they ever did, in my opinion. And the Live at Pompeii version, David Gilmour, who's an absolute genius guitar player, and I love his vocals as well. But his guitar playing on that Live at Pompeii is addicting and emotional. Him and Richard Wright's connection on that concert, or that, I guess not concert, that performance, because it's not a bunch of people there. Man, I don't know if I have ever been able to get through it without getting a little misty-eyed. It is a thing of beauty. Maybe if you have Metal and you don't listen to it a while, pull it down, listen to it. Or if you haven't listened to Metal before and you're just kind of getting into Pink Floyd, you need to listen to Metal. It is beautiful. And I'm kind of going on a rant. I'm rambling on. There's more since, and I got a Discogs order coming in. It's going to be 13 or 14 more. We'll go through that soon. I'm going to open them and show you without having listened to them first. So it'll be a lot shorter. I won't ramble as much. I'll just tell you maybe a little bit of the thought process on why I picked it. And I'll tell you and then maybe I'll record that first part, and after I have listened to them a little bit, maybe some of them or all of them a little bit or something, I can come back and tell you some of the stuff I like about them. As all of you guys out there know, this ain't cheap. This adds up fast, but I'm enjoying it. And every hobby costs. There's no hobby that I know of that's enjoyable that's free. So once I own it, though, I own it. These are all mine now. I own it. They're all paid for, so I get to listen to them as much as I want now. So that's the beauty in it. And hopefully you guys are doing the same thing. Hopefully you guys can shed some light on some of these that I talked about and asked about, and maybe educate me a little bit. Maybe maybe it inspired me to go back and listen to it again, or something. But anyway, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching all the way through, and give us a like if you will, so get it out there a little bit. Maybe follow along, and let's rediscover and discover new old music and new music and all that stuff together and make this fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again. Take care till the next time I see you. This is the Wolf Man, and I'm a rambler. Bye.